Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode at the Holistic Business and Life Mastery Show. I'm Supriya, your host, and I want to give you a big hug for returning back to our show. Thank you for all our new followers, and today's topic, we are talking about how to choose the right tax and business model for you. Now, I'm no tax agent, and yet I can talk about this because I've got loads of experience in terms of doing my own business and helping people with businesses. So let's get started. Today, this topic is a good topic because a lot of solopreneurs out there, including the ones listening to me right now, are unclear about the difference between what a tax model is versus a business model is. And the reason why you need to know the two things is because number one thing that a lot of business owners don't think about is, especially solopreneurs, they don't think about is that revenue is not income. Okay. And as you might already know, at SR Coaching and Consulting, I help you run a profitable business. Now, let me tell you a story about how I know this is a problem for you. How I know this is, I had a client who'd been running her business for 8 years full time, and she was generating a lot of revenue. Yet she struggled year on year to pay herself a decent salary, to pay herself for all the things that she wanted to do. And yet she was working day and night, running her business, running a family of young children, and feeling really burnt out by year 9. When she came to me, she's talking about, Supriya, how do I scale and expand? Because I just don't have the passion left in me anymore. And I'm really at the brink of either cutting all my ties or growing and expanding so that I can take some breaths. I can feel excited again of running this business and also have some, future in my vision that I'm really excited to work towards. This person, when we unpacked their business, what became very apparent quickly is that they didn't have any planning. They were just running day to day, and she had actually developed a really good business. She's still running it. She's still one of my clients, but her business was running no structure, no systems. It's just, just a couple of people helping her out with her administrative tasks and phone calls. That's it. The rest of it was run all by herself. Her business model included a studio as well as her going out to do events. You might be able to notice that her business model is not your cookie cutter online or in person. It's a hybrid model. This suited her because this determined the way she priced her packages, and she had clear, pricing models that was generating her 6-figure income or revenue. And this was the thing that she walked into my doors with. Now, over 6 months, what we had to do was work out what is a profit margin. What is her profit margin? And when we worked that out, we looked at what are some of the cost of sales. Okay. Now, she didn't have any idea that revenue is not income. Yes, the business could be generating $100,000 a year, but what does it take to run the business? How much is she working in the business? Is she compensated for this work? Or is it just revenue and expenses? So your income may be two things. Either it's profit or it's negative. Okay, either it's profit or it's negative. So we had to get clear about that. Okay, so to become profitable, you need a profit plan which demonstrates to you that whatever you're charging is covering the cost of sales and cost of delivery, and then you're actually making a profit that is carrying you forward in your business, which is having a good cash flow. So this took us a few months to work out because she was very nervous about doing this work. There's a lot of things involved, not just, metrics. We work through mindset. We work through all sorts of objections toward not looking at the numbers correctly, and all of that stuff went on. And then finally we arrived at some of the misconceptions that were there from the beginning. So from the beginning, what we discovered is that her whole mindset on money was that she just wanted to pay less tax because that's all she had ever heard about profitability. Because everybody hates the tax system and everybody wants to avoid tax, and everybody hears and talks about pay less tax, the rich pay less tax. The truth of the matter is, it's not that they are paying less tax, it's that they have more assets, okay? And therefore, they are paying, less tax, maybe, but also they're generating revenue, right? So the generating revenue part was the missing link in her becoming profitable later on. First of all, you need to realize that your business model is something that determines where are your customers, how are you serving them, how are you taking payments from them, and how are you delivering the service or product to them. Cool? That determines how you market, and that determines your end, bottom line, so to speak. The efficiencies of your operations will be determined by the business model. So if you can think about your business model as something that is only concerned with income generation or revenue generation, then let's talk about the tax model to be the structure for what to do with the revenue that you are creating through your business, and how to be most efficient with tax. How can you claim money back through the assets that you are buying with the revenue that you're creating in your business? Now, I'm no tax agent from the beginning, as I've shared with you. However, a tax agent can give you that advice. So, as far as running your business goes, building it from scratch, structuring it to be able to generate the revenue as well as grow the business to be able to be a machine that serves you to achieve your financial goals, the tax model is not in the domain of your business model. Is that making sense? Your tax model is a compliance matter, but the compliance is really concerned with what's happening with the revenue the business is generating. So what I highly recommend you do is that actually clarify in your mind that there is a mindset that you might have, which is constantly reminding you that you need to pay no tax, and that's where you want to choose a certain tax model. So that might sound like you might be a sole trader, or you might be a company, or you might be a trust, right, type of business. But you're actually defining that as a tax model. The tax model is the strategy that applies to the cash that you bring in through your business model. And when it comes to the business model, we are looking at, where are you earning your money from, right? How do you serve people? Is that the right thing for you so that your marketing can be optimized, your sales can be optimized, your structure of your operations can be optimized so that your productivity increases. As a result, your profitability increases. Now, a lot of other people, including that client of mine, I noticed that they didn't actually realize that revenue, which is all the money that you are making through sales, is not income. The business income, as I mentioned, can be two things. One is either positive, which is your profit, or it can be negative, which is negative loss or loss of income. But that doesn't mean no one gets paid, because revenue minus the expenses equals whatever is left, right? So as long as, and we're talking going into the subject of business profitability or performance, we can look at, well, are you pricing it right? Are you selling it in an effective way? Are you actually available to serve? All of these factors play a key role in who you're attracting, how many people you're attracting, how many people are you able to serve? Are you converting your inquiries into sales and all of that? Can you see how the two things are so different? And yet, most people that don't think about things like this, that are running businesses, 10 years can go by and they still may not be aware that the money that you bring in through a sale doesn't belong in your pocket. You've got to take out the tax. You've got to take out the cost which you bore to be able to sell that service or product. And then you work out how much is left over, and that is the income. It was a tough pill to swallow for me, especially as a new business owner when I was very young and, wasn't aware of this. I just thought, hey, I'll be a sole trader and everything I make goes in my pocket. As long as I'm under this one limit threshold, then I'll be all right. I don't have to pay tax. There's lots of pros and cons, benefits and holdbacks to this way of thinking. So what happened in the end was my mindset on being under the threshold to be able to pocket more money meant that I was not only having no structure to how I manage my cash, I also just focused on working more just to put more money in my pocket. But then I had no life, I had no work-life balance, I had no way of having a quality of life. Plus, the business wasn't really profitable because that productivity, that I had was not working for me in any respect whatsoever. And so when it comes to choosing a business model, we're looking at optimizing your profitability to align it to you, your life, your story, your weaknesses and your strengths, and most importantly, the clients that you're serving. Yeah. So my clients now are all entrepreneurs. So I'm great with my online service business. Before this, I was running a wellness center. Everything was done in person. Yes, I had an online aspect to it, but 80% of it was in person. So I would actually qualify that as a brick and mortar model. Marketing strategies that I used then, the principles were the same, but the strategies were very different. Coming back to today's topic, you've got to learn how to choose the right model for you when it comes to business. And you've also got to generate the revenue and have a plan which speaks to the tax model that suits you. Okay? Because the plan alone won't do it. You will actually have to generate the revenue and look at the income you're making in the business to be able to see, hey, is there a way that I can actually optimize my tax here in order for me to keep more of my money? And most of the times, what ends up happening is once you're a bit of a seasoned entrepreneur, like my CEO clients, they start buying investment properties, investments, and they start investing the money into different things, assets, so that they can actually get their money back or have more money that they make themselves. So it doesn't go to the government, it actually stays with them, enriching their life. Some examples include they pay for my services and claim it back on tax. They pay for whatever is related to growing, building, and sustaining their business. Okay? Especially in an expert-led business like yours and mine, it's a lifestyle business, isn't it? So a lot of the expenses can be claimed back. And as far as personal assets go, again, you'll have to talk to your tax agent and your accountant or any financial strategist that you want to hire, and they will give you a strategy to work out your investment plan. Financial advisors can also help. Financial planners can also help. But again, those are strategies to help you keep more of the money that you're making. But the real point I'm trying to drive home here is you need to focus on opening your mind, changing your mindset about tax and business. They're two different things, although they play together. And to be compliant, you're really looking at what do you need to be compliant about? The money that you're making. And to be making the money, if you have a mindset that is constantly running in the background of your mind going, well, I need to make less to be able to pay less tax, then you're not going to be profitable. You're always going to be in loss. You're going to be in negative. Where I want you to go is you want to get help to be able to broaden your mindset, grow your income, to price your services and products correctly, aligned to your profit plan, in order for you to generate revenue that pays for everything that you need to be paying for, plus pays you, and that allows you and your business to be profitable entities. So that's the end of my talk today. This conversation was to really help you have a space to go to think about these two things, because I teach business at colleges, right? And these are theory-based courses where they're developing the skill of creating a business plan. And some people come with previous business experience, some people have current businesses, and some people don't have a business or have no idea whether they want to build a business. So something that I like to always start them off with is, look, if you want to do a business plan based on yourself, right, on your own business idea, and you're an expert in your field, you want to go ahead and get 10 new clients first. 10 paying clients to gain data on how's your service, your product, your price, and your experience with customers, right? These are 4 things you want to look at. And you're also going to learn a lot more about how it is that you're doing, what needs to improve, what's not working for you, and all of that. Then we have to unpack that data to sort of look at it in a lens of market research. Does your market, benefit from what you're providing, or is there a need for you to refine your offer so that you can actually then package it up in a high ticket offer and sell it to the people that will value that offer? Going into marketing there, right? So, but the plain thing that we want to start with is, have you worked with 10 paying clients yet? If you haven't, that's your first goal. If you'd like a resource for that, go ahead and look in the show notes. I've got 2 offers there. One is free and one is paid. The free one is an 8-email how to be a client magnet step-by-step process. Do that. Learn the strategy on how to magnetize clients to you. Use that to be able to work with paying clients. Then when you're ready to sign up for a paid program, go ahead and sign up to the 90-day bootcamp, which is the same thing, but then you're going to get coached on how to turn that into a 6-figure business. This is all a system thing because you're looking at how to improve your ability to get more clients, right? Work with more clients. But is that always the same problem for everyone? No, because a lot of the six-figure entrepreneurs, the one that I was just talking earlier to you about, they had done without this 90-day program, right? They had just run it and they had just gotten very popular and very busy very quickly. And that's possible for many people that are very passionate and committed to serving people, doing what they love doing. It's very possible. But is that a sustainable practice? No. It's not a sustainable practice, both operationally as well as financially. So that's when you need coaching one-on-one with someone like myself who can help you adopt a new way of thinking. This new way of thinking is going to look at your mindset, your identity, and how you want to grow as someone that is a leader, as well as what sort of results do you want to produce in this new way of doing things. It varies from person to person. My client that I was talking to you before about, they were at their $250,000 mark, right? Without any systems, but they were burning out. They were ready to go either way. They chose to grow and expand over 12 months, right? We are still working together. It's been 16 months. We're still working together because she saw the value of having a coach, holding her accountable. And I'll do an episode on accountability as well, that it's not the same as what you can do for yourself. But the process is about you skilling up, leveling up in your thinking, in your skills, as well as your actions and decision making, so that you are creating that result in a sustainable, repeatable way. And by the way, if you're thinking that's the next step and that'll be it, no, there's like 7 cycles to a business growth. So I'm talking about the first 2 right now, okay? And the first one is the 90-day bootcamp. The second one is the, mindset and the identity to be able to now scale what you're doing. Cool. So what are you thinking? If you're thinking, you've got the wrong tax model, go and talk to your accountant and let them share what they want to share with you. And if you'd like a contact, reach out. I'd love to share my contacts details with you. Okay, I've got few very good associates that I have that I recommend to people that I work with. What about a business model that aligns with who you are and not who everybody else is? A lot of people that go through, the education system, if you are running a business based on the business plan that you did when you didn't have a business, let me bet $1,000 that you are struggling. Because that's what happens when you go by the book. You're actually not aligned to who you are today, what your needs are today, and your business model needs to be aligned to both yourself as well as the people that you're serving. What do they need and what do you need? There has to be this nice little, middle point where you both meet and the sweet spot is there. That's when revenue starts coming in. You make great income. Your business makes great income. Everyone's happy. And you've got a scalable business there, right? So let's wrap it up with 2 things. One is have a think about the difference between tax model and business model. Second is revenue is not income. And third is you're meant to increase your revenue and find a suitable tax model that helps you keep more of your revenue, right? Keep more of the money that you're making. And through what? Through making better expense choices, meaning those things that can keep helping you grow the business so that you can keep reinvesting, not just in your business, in your own life, in your own self, and everything like that. How else do you think people like me, I spend so much of my income on my personal and professional development. And that is the best investment one can make, especially expert-led solopreneurs. That's your first level of investment. That's your business actually investing. If you haven't looked at it that way, it's time that you change your mindset again about looking at your business expenses as an investment, because every time you invest in something, there's also a return, right? It's an investment for that reason. So I'll leave you with this for now. I trust this has added value and some food for thought to you, especially considering we're in the second quarter. In 3 months' time, it'll be end of financial year again, and you'll be thinking about how to generate revenue and profit again. So I thought I'd plant the seed in your mind and get you to start thinking about increasing your revenue, fixing up that business model that you're having currently to optimize it to generate sales more easily for you, and also looking at improving your productivity. I'm currently open to serve 3 CEOs that are ready to work on 3 top priority goals or challenges this coming quarter. If this sounds like you, I'd love to have you come over and book in a strategy session. And in this strategy session, I'd love to get to know more about where you've been, what's currently happening, where do you want to go, and see if I can offer you my assistance. And if not, I can definitely refer you to someone else I know. And if that still doesn't work, we walk away at least having known each other and shared a cup of coffee together. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a lovely week ahead. Have a powerful week ahead. And do share a review. Do share this with a friend that you know that might benefit from this. And until then, have an amazing week.